Clean water means life, and it's unacceptable that so many people are still without this vital resource. The Oxfam Water for Survival programme dramatically improves people's health through clean water and basic sanitation. In Papua New Guinea, a country of nearly 7 million people, 3/4 of the population still don't have easy access to clean water. In some cases, the source is far away.
Imagine you walking again for another couple of hours just to get water to come back and bathe. Like that was the reality of most Papua New Guineans.
We feel it's very hard to carry water. Yeah?
In others, it's nearby, but unclean.
They don't have a dam, it's just straight pipe into the water source, run down to the village. And it's not even protected. When there's a long spell of wet season, it gets clogged, it gets dirty.
And with no toilets and poor sanitation, more sickness spreads.
The main ones are basically malaria, diarrhea and skin infection amongst the smaller children.
Sometimes they get vomiting, all this fever.
The closest clinic to the village takes an hour, so when someone is very, very sick, they often carry that person and walk for about an hour or so.
Oxfam can help, but the community has to be on board for solutions to last.
The communities do almost all the work themselves. They're involved in digging the pipes, building the dams. They need to contribute to a small part of the cost as well.
It gives local people ownership and helps them learn how the systems work. The first step is getting people to recognise the problem with a POO map.
In the community map, they're indicating the churches, the houses, where they have the existing toilets.
The blue marks are the coconut plantation. The red marks are just, when we walk around the bushes.
They're the spots people use as toilets. Near schools, homes, they're all over.
We have been using the sea and the creeks.
They would use the river as their latrine and thinking that the tide would often take the waste out, but often it doesn't. And so they've seen that it's become a really big problem.
The most important thing that while they are in this activity, it's just indicating them in future they will have to build latrines.
This simple tool is backed up by classes in basic hygiene.
The idea is that people become aware of what the issues are around sanitation and why the children especially often get sick.
Once the message is driven home, the motivation is there.
Oxfam will be help us to make this toilet. My kids never used a toilet before.
Septic tanks are expensive, so we're trying to come up with techniques that are locally available, that are cheaper options so that everyone can have a toilet. Now there's funding, there's also technical support, and people know that they will have a proper toilet to use.
Each community has its individual needs, and Oxfam works with local people like John Naravo, an engineer. He's devised a latrine that will stand up to the sandy conditions of coastal villages.
The sides of the latrine just keep falling in, so what they've done here is designed a process to ensure that that doesn't happen. So they use those wooden pieces there that are circular.
10 or 20 times we can use it.
They put wire mesh around that and then they plaster around that with cement.
Yes, it's done. It's ready to dig it now.
And then someone climbs inside that and start digging away so that that whole thing starts to go into the ground. It's quite an unusual process, but really useful in these sorts of areas.
Trying his best to teach a lot of youth so that they can actually go around building similar kind of latrines.
So me, I'm thank you.
The man is saying thank the Oxfam for this as facilitators of this project, and he's very happy, and the community too. We are very happy about the sanitation and water that we are having now.
After a latrine is built for each family, the next step is getting a fresh water supply.
This is Poisinami village. That's the water source. So we're going to be getting it into a gravity-fed system so that it would supply a total of 13 families and an elementary school. We've done the dam and the sedimentation tank and the reservoir, and then with a lid on top so that it protects the dam from animal waste, birds, pigs, all those. and then it's going to be tested from time to time to see the quality of the water. After a very heavy rainfall, the communities will be trained out to come and actually wash it out and flush it out.
Clean means healthy, and it means a better life.
When you first design a gravity fed and you turn on the first tap, you could see women crying, like tears of joy, like they don't have to carry buckets of water up, spending hours and hours each day. You're actually providing an essential part of, something that they really need to sustain their life.
The work is progressing.
We are currently working in 15 communities in central Bougainville.
But there's still quite a way to go.
We need to reach 10,000 people as part of this program, and there's a lot more work to do, but thank you for your support.
We are very glad and happy about this program.
Without the support of the New Zealand public towards Oxfam, we wouldn't be reaching out to these people in rural areas.